affirmation. Again, we've got an exciting call with our very own pit master on tonight. So go ahead in the chat, guys. Let me know where you're calling in from. And then also go ahead and put in your affirmation of being a BYOB trader, cashing out 777, all that good stuff. But let's get ready for this call on tonight. Again, a very exciting call. You still have some time to go ahead and text some of your folks. Let them know that the call will be getting started right at 9 o'clock. But in the meantime, as I mentioned, let's go ahead and put in the chat where we're calling from and go ahead and put in our affirmations. Again, I pray that you guys have had a wonderful, wonderful day. It's not quite over yet. So again, we've got our 9 o'clock call, and then right after that, our 10 o'clock call with our finance doctor. That's going to be equally as exciting. But tonight is the night. Listen, if you've never heard our pit master, you are in for a treat. Each and every Tuesday that she comes on here, she may say the same thing, but I'm telling you all, she says it different every single time. So let's get hyped. Let's get excited about the call on tonight. Energy is very, very important. And we have a lot of that at this BYOB platform. So again, guys, people are jumping on from everywhere. Let's go ahead and put in the chat where we're calling in from. Let's go ahead and put in our affirmation. All right, Northern Kentucky / Cincinnati, Ohio is in the house. So let's go ahead and put in where we're calling from. Let's go ahead and put our affirmations and get ready for this exciting call on tonight. Go ahead and get a pen and paper because you're going to want to take some copious notes. You're going to want to write down what's being said so that you don't forget it. And then you can go do what? You can go ahead and implement it. I like to tell people all the time that a short pencil is better than a long memory. So let's go ahead and get our pen and paper out. Let's go ahead and take some copious notes. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and text some folks. Let them know that we're getting on at 9 o'clock. We're getting started here in about just 3 minutes. But guys, if you would, go ahead in the chat and put in where you're calling in from so I can give you a big old shout out. And then also put in there your affirmation of being a BYOB master trader, that you are a 777 BYOB average breaker, that you're cashing out daily. All your trades are ending in profit. All right. Somebody's already put something in there. I am 777. All my trades end in profit. I am a BYOB wealthy woman having global impact. I love that. I am a billionaire. I am an average breaker. I am somebody. Yes, you are. All right. All right. Cleveland, Ohio. Lonnie Reed. All right. All right. Daniela Collins, Will Bradley. I'm loving it, guys. Go ahead and put your where you're calling in from. Go ahead and put in the chat your affirmations. But again, go ahead and text a couple of folks. Let them know we're going to be getting started here in the next couple of minutes. And as I said before, if you've not heard our BYOB pit master, again, you are in for a treat. So you got some time to go ahead and text some folks and get them on the line. Again, I pray that you had a wonderful day. I pray that all is well with you. I'm excited about the call on tonight. I know you guys are equally as excited as well. And again, we'll be getting started here within the next 60 seconds. All right, the UK is in the house. I am an educated BYOB master trader. I am the signal. And that's the thing we love about the BYOB platform. We are the signals. We don't give out signals because here is the place where you really, really learn how to trade, how to become a master trader in time. But you're learning how to trade. I am the signal. All right, Minnesota is in the house. Come on, guys. Let's get ready because, again, our pit master is in the house. I see her picture already up there, and we're going to be getting started here in just a few moments. And again, like I said, if you've never heard her before, you are in for a treat. So get your pen and paper. Let's begin to write some copious. And we're going to have some fun on tonight, guys. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it is 9 o'clock, and we are super, super excited. I have the distinct pleasure of introducing our pit master on tonight, Miss Tanya Anderson. But before I do that, I want to just give you a little background about who she is, because she is somebody that you want to know. One of the things I always love saying is that, listen, she's led an organization, guys, of tens of thousands of independent business owners. Her business generated, listen to this, over $75 million in sales, putting her in the top 1% of money earners worldwide, not, just here in the United States or down the street, but worldwide. wide, guys. She's a customer acquisition specialist, a business success coach. She's the former president of the Business Network International. She's been recognized by the Ohio Chamber of Commerce as Networker of the Year. Wow. Featured in the Cleveland Magazine this year in 2021. She's our pit master. She loves having fun. She loves helping people. She's billionaire bound. She's a single mom. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stand to your online feet and welcome and give a raving applaud for our very own pit master, Miss Tanya Anderson. Miss Anderson, if you're out there, the floor is yours.
Well, hello, everyone. And thank you so much, Pastor Washington, for that amazing introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, every time I'm introduced by Pastor Washington, I get so excited because he is our Be Your Own Bank average breaker. He is someone who I have a tremendous amount of respect for, the wisdom that he shares with us, the fact that he was able to address the Obama administration in the White House and talk about letting average go. The fact that he was invited there to talk about the subject matter of his own book, is quite impressive. He had a stellar career in corporate America. He is now leading leaders. He's a pastor of a church down there in the greater Atlanta area. And I know for a fact, because of his huge heart, because of his willingness to serve, because of his ability to make things plain and to have a good time, if you have an opportunity to work directly with him, success is inevitable. So thank you once again. I really, really appreciate all of those kind words. And ladies and gentlemen, I am so excited. This is Tuesday night, terrific Tuesday. And I want you to drop a 111 in the chat. If this is your first time on this call, drop a 111 in the chat. If you are returning and you're mastering this skill set, drop a 222. Drop a 111 if you're new. If this is your first time on this call, drop a 222 if you are into mastery, which is why you are returning. That's what this is all about. We want to be unconsciously competent. That means that we don't have to think about what we're doing. It just comes naturally. And that's what repetition does. See, repetition persuades. That is how any great professional worth any weight in salt becomes a champion. When you talk about people in the Olympics and they win a gold medal, they're not surprised. Why? Because they've mastered the mundane. They have created that muscle memory where their body will just fall into place because they've done things over and over and over and over and over again. That is the key to mastery. Repetition persuades. And that is why we are going to make sure that we always equip everyone on the basics. So if you're on a basketball team, what are you going to do at practice? You're going to practice some layups. You're going to practice some free throws. You're going to practice some three-pointers, right? So repetition is the mother of skill and mastery, so that there won't be any doubt, hesitation, trepidation of us being six figures and six months earners and beyond. So if you're excited about today, if you cashed out today, drop a 777 in the chat. And if you are compounding your way to six figures in 6 months, drop a 888 in the chat. Look at 777. Lives are being changed, you all, because of this Be Your Own Bank movement. Lives are being changed. So we want to make sure, if you don't see your partners on the line, if you don't see your guest on the line, send them a quick text. Make sure you're sharing on social media the live stream. We want to make sure we expose why 2 million strong by March 28th. 2022, and I'm excited to talk about how this all began. What is Be Your Own Bank? How did it begin? See, back in January of 2018, Mr. Rogers shared a vision of us being able, he didn't know a lot of us he didn't know at the time. I won't say any, but he didn't know who would be a part of the vision. He just had the vision. And when you show up with the vision, you attract what it is that you respect. And so that is exciting to me because he envisioned 2 million strong. He envisioned sharing information that had been hidden in plain sight that he had witnessed behind the scenes because of his investment banking background. And he shared that vision with Miss Tasha M. Dyer. And as a result, he is now the spokesperson of our tool called the Vibrata, where over 120 countries, people from 120 countries open that Vibrata every day in order to analyze the charts. And because of what he's accomplished in corporate America, because of his business coaching and mentorship that he offers to all of us who are willing to participate in our own rescue, because of his mortgage lending background, both in the residential and commercial space, because he's a real estate developer, he is sharing all of that information with us in one way or another. See, we are just getting started with the movement. We are just scraping the surface right now, and this is just the beginning. So we're going to learn this skill set. And then if you take a look at the website, you all, take a look at those new websites that have been put in place by our mastermind team. We know there's more to come. So look at all of those different categories. Look at the education that's in front of us that we have an opportunity to capture because we are a part of this movement. We are creating history. This is our BYOB Dream Team, and Miss Tasha M. Dyer, the trade whisperer, the creator of the BYOB cash out strategy. I mean, she is truly an angel here on earth because she's sharing something that was shared with her spiritually. You know, she created this very simple, and it's a patented, it's got a patent, you all. And so the BYOB cash out strategy, it's been vetted, it's been proven. It is the best strategy, in my opinion, on this side of heaven to learn how to catch these pips. She's the creator. She's a retired major from the U.S. Army, a licensed financial advisor. She has 2 master's degrees in human resources and in leadership. She's received all sorts of awards, recognition, certificates of honor. She's a mom. She's a grandmom. I can go on and on and on, but we see her serve. We witness her servant spirit, and we know for a fact because of her, the world will never be the same. And we can't wait for BYOB University, that she is her brainchild, and we know we'll see it come to fruition. And we have Dr. Craig Bythewood. He is the finance doctor. Our RX for Forex is what we get, our prescription for foreign exchange, to make sure that we understand different topics that have been made complicated by design, so that the 5% of the population that controls the wealth can stay in that small percentile. But we're breaking that mold. And he comes to us twice a week to teach us how to think like a bank. Right? So he's done his dissertation on bank mergers and acquisitions. He's a consultant to CEOs. He's a consultant to CFOs. He's been a CFO himself and a professor. He's an inventor. We have the best of the best leading this charge called BYOB. This is our mastermind team, and I call them our dream team. And then we know that success leaves clues. Leadership means you duplicate. Leaders understand that their objective is to find their replacements. And we have the second generation of leaders right here, and then more to come. We have Antoine Sims, a brother who is a phenomenal individual inside and out, our industry precisionist. He's the industry educator, background in restaurant. He was able to, in the restaurant industry, he was able to help put $200 million worth of sales in place within his 2 decades in that career. And now he's bringing that professionalism to this platform. And you heard from him before. Pastor Joseph Washington, our personal development coach, our BYOB average breaker, author of the book, Let Average Go, senior pastor of the same entitled church. So we are in great hands there. Spiritually, we are covered. And then we have Mr. Tanya Perry, our crypto igniter, our crypto educator, 31 years in the financial space, and she commits weekly to making sure that the parishioners at her church understand how to be their own bank. She's their coach and mentor. Then we have Miss Benita Brantley, our trading diva, HFX sniper. She's able to break down binary options. Why? Because of her mindset. She's a project manager. She's an inventor. She's a fashion designer. She has has her MBA as well. So we have the best of the best. And then yours truly, I am your pit master, the BYOB Basics Educator. We are learning to keep things super simple. Keep it super simple so that a 6-year-old or an 86-year-old can learn this skill, teach it, and then compound their way to wealth. So that is what we present here, educational platform so that we can spread the knowledge and leave generational wealth. So be your own bank. It is a movement. It is the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. And when you think of movement, what comes to mind? Do you think of water? Do you think of the civil rights movement? Do you think of lava coming out of a volcano? Do you think of the women's rights movement? Well, history books are writing about movements that made impact, and we will be written about in history books. Why? Because we are leading the charge. We have our freedom to be business owners. We have our freedom to have access to education, which we didn't always have. And so now it's time for us to have our financial freedom. So this is a financial movement. The time has come for us to have a financial movement because we know with money in the hands of the right people, we can make extraordinary strides in our community. We can stamp out hunger. We can stamp out violence, mental health. We can stamp out homelessness. So ladies and gentlemen, or we can provide solutions, I should say. We can provide solutions. And so we can give hope, opportunity to the masses that typically would be left out of something such as this, that has such a powerful backing as it relates to equity. We are learning to be the lender as opposed to being the borrower. And so that is our movement. It's a mindset. It's a consciousness. It is everything in excellence. Our vision is clear and is simple: to financially educate, empower, and impact 2 million families by March 28th, 2022. Let's just face it. You know, we do not have 6 degrees of separation any longer because of social media and the World Wide Web, which is 1 degree of separation. If you know me, you know one person removed from Barack Obama. If you know me, you're one person removed from all sorts of people because we're all connected, right? And so it is our responsibility, now that we know about the movement, now that we are the movement, it is our responsibility to share the information with everyone we know so that we can leave an impact in generational wealth. So where does it begin? It all begins with self-talk and belief. See, we live our beliefs. Our lives are a reflection of our decisions and our belief and our focus. So what are the things that we say to ourselves? Do we typically empower ourselves, or do we typically do just the opposite? See, affirmations will put you in a position where you're walking out what you truly desire. See, the first step when I get up in the morning is to just lay there and meditate, to clear my mind. You want to start with a clean slate. A lot of times when Miss Dyer is analyzing the charts in the market, she says, listen, well, I want to start with the clean chart and then I want to add to it, right? So that's how you want to start your day. You want to start every day with a clean slate, and you want to add what you desire and not even think about or give energy to things that you don't desire. So when we talk about our affirmations as it relates to our trading, we start our day by affirming what we desire. I am a BYOB master trader. I am the signal. All my trades end in profit. I am an educated trader. Therefore, I'm a profitable trader. I am 777. That means I'm profiting. I'm taking profit from the market. I am anointed for wealth. I am a billionaire. See, sometimes we'll read words so fast that we lose sight of the meaning of the word. So think about it. I am a be your own bank master trader. Think of how powerful the word master is, to have governance over. I am the signal. That means I direct my steps. I'm able to identify things in the market. I don't need anyone's assistance. And that gives me the power to create the life I truly desire. All my trades end in profit, not some, not 92%. All of my trades end in profit. I'm an educated trader. I am a profitable trader. So make sure that you pay close attention to the meaning of words and how powerful that is when you really are in tune with what you're saying. And then you create a positive mind. With that clean slate and your powerful affirmations, you have a positive mind. Some people don't think that this information that I'm sharing right now is necessary or important, but this is where it all begins. See, energy is real. When your energy is off, your day is off. When you start, you get out of bed, you stump your toe or whatever, now you started on the wrong energy. You're rushing. You woke up late. Now you're in traffic. You're speeding wherever you have to go, right? As opposed to be having that relaxed intensity. So we know that vibrations are real. You want to have positive vibrations so that you attract that positive life that you ultimately desire. Now let's talk about being an educated trader. Or Dr. Craig Bythewood says it all the time. When you know why you're doing what you're doing, you will always be the boss. When you know what to do, you'll always have a job. That is why our educational system, for the most part, teaches us how to memorize, how to take tests, but we typically forget all of that information once the test is over. So how important or valuable was the information if we don't retain it or understand why we're learning what it is we're learning? So we want you to understand these important terms so that when we pull up the charts, you understand the meaning behind the indicators that we're using. You're not just memorizing something because you want to understand why you're doing what you're doing, and that will give you the power to succeed long term. It will equip and empower you. So an indicator, these are tools that we use to predict future prices or to analyze future prices, right? So we have indicators that are housed within the chart that we pull up, and these are the three indicators that we focus upon, and we're going to show you these indicators, but first we're going to share the definition of each indicator. So we have the stochastic. The stochastic is our leading indicator. It is a blue and a red line that measures the momentum of price, and it gives clues about trend shifts. So if you're taking notes, you want to jot down these definitions and own them. So you don't want to just look at the chart and have an idea of what you're looking at. You want to fully understand what it is you're looking at. So the stochastic is the red and the blue line. It travels in the purple rectangle at the bottom of the chart, and it's the leading indicator. What does the leader do? It leads the way and others follow, right? It measures the momentum of price and gives clues about trend shifts. So think about those words. It measures the momentum, the movement of price, and gives clues about trend shifts. It is used to indicate when an asset moves into an overbought or an oversold position. It means that when something is overbought, the price is reached, is exhausted. So now the price is going to begin to decrease. When price is oversold, it means that it's exhausted its way on a lower scale, and now it's going to increase. The Hikanashi candles, this is a lagging indicator that we look at after we evaluate the stochastic. The Hikanashi candle, these are trend candles that help identify whether the market is pushing an asset's value up, whether it's pushing the value down, or whether the value is moving sideways with no momentum at all. All right. So the Hikanashi candles are red and green candles on the chart. We'll show you those in just a moment. And then we have the parabolic stop and reverse, or the PSAR. This is also a lagging indicator. It's a dot. It looks like a dot, but if you magnify them or enlarge them, they are small crosses that outline the candles used to determine stop loss, entry, and or exit points for a trade. So all of these indicators working together provide us with a perfect storm where we can analyze the market, check our time frame confluence, and then have all of our trades end in profit if our pip reaction time is where it needs to be, and if our mindset is where it needs to be, and we're vibrating high, we will compound our way to 6 figures in 6 months and beyond. So here is the simple step. 1, 2, 3. I love it because it's simple. I want you all to drop a 1, 2, 3 in the chat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This strategy is as simple as 1, 2, 3. Are you all with me? Just got one. All right. It's as simple as 1, 2, 3. We're going to be interactive tonight. We know that the more interactive you are, the more you'll get out of it, right? So 1, 2, 3, this strategy is that simple. So we start with the vibrata, otherwise known as the web analyzer. That is the chart that we use. We're going to open that up. We have access to that because we're enrolled in the academy. So if you're not enrolled in the academy, definitely enroll tonight so that you have full access to the tools that we're about to go over. And then number 1 in the 1, 2, 3 step, 3 easy steps, you review the stochastic. Number 2, you review the Hikanashi candles. And number 3, you review the location of the PSAR, which is the parabolic stop and reverse. So here we are. When we're identifying price decreasing, we call it a sale. We're not selling anything personally. We are watching the price of an asset decrease because there are sellers in the marketplace, right? So we are not selling anything. We're just watching price decrease. So we call it a sale. So the stochastic, the blue and the red line, when it's hovering around the 80, I didn't say on, under, or above, but around the 80, right? Then we know that price is now overbought. It increased to a point where now we expect price to turn around and decrease because it's reached a plateau. So the blue line crosses over the red line around the 80 in a downward position pointing towards the 20 area. And that is what we identify firstly on the 15-minute chart when we're beginning to analyze the market. The next step, we look at the candles. So when we're looking for price to decrease, we're looking for a red candle with a flat top. This indicates a strong sale. That flat top indicates a strong sale. So when a wick forms on the top of the candle, it indicates a trend reversal. So when a wick begins to form, you got to start watching for that trend reversal. Number 3 is the PSAR. The PSAR, the dot, the small cross that looks like a dot, it's traveling above and below the candle. So when that PSAR ends up above the red candle that has a flat top, then that is an indication that you potentially have a great setup because we're starting out on the 15-minute chart. That's what we're looking for. However, we have to check for time frame confluence. So we'll do that when we bring up the vibrato. We'll show you how that's done. Now, let's talk about a buy. When you think that price is going to increase, we call it a buy. Again, we're not buying anything ourselves. We are watching price increase as buyers in the market are buying assets, right? And particularly foreign exchange pairs. So that is what we're doing. We're watching the movement of price, and whether price goes up, whether price goes down, we can take profit, and we'll show you how. So the stochastic is around the 20. So the stochastic again is the red and the blue line. When it's hovering around the 20 area, we know that we're waiting for it to turn around and begin to increase and head towards the 80. So when the blue line crosses over the red line in an upward position and the line below the candle is flat, then that means it's a stronger buy, right? Candles with a flat, candles will be flat on the bottom. That indicates a strong buy. So let me go back because I combined candles and the stochastic. So when the blue line crosses over the red in an upward position and it's below the 20, it indicates a stronger buy. All right, now let's talk about the candles. When we talk about buying, we're looking for green candle, the green candle with the flat bottom. I have a question. Does both lines, the blue and the red and the stochastic, have to be pointing downward or upward, or just the blue line? They both have to be. They both have to be. Both of the lines. Great question. Thank you. They both need to be. Yes, you're welcome. All right. So now when we're looking at the candles, right, we're looking for a green candle with a flat bottom and the piece are to flip and end up beneath the green candle with the flat bottom. So the flat bottom indicates a strong buy. And then when a wick forms on the bottom of the candle, it indicates a trend reversal. And then the PSAR being below the candles, that adds extra confirmation of the strength of the buy. So is this simple? Yes, it's as simple as 1, 2, 3. This is the simple strategy that allows for us to act like big banks in the market, compounding our way to wealth, 6 figures in 6 months and beyond. So now what we're going to do is we're going to stop this slide share and we're going to go into our vibrato. But if anybody has any questions so far, I want you to drop your questions in the chat. If you have any questions at all, I want you to drop your questions in the chat. Any questions at all, drop them in the chat and I'm going to bring up the vibrato. I'm going to bring up a tool that is utilized by the big banks of the world in order to compound money daily that they don't share with us, but that's okay. We know how to do it ourselves. We are equipping ourselves to be the bank. All right, so here we are. This is a beautiful sight. This represents wealth. So when you pull up this chart, I want you to have a great feeling. Create a positive anchor. That's why those affirmations are so important. This is a beautiful sight that we're able to understand, analyze the market with these charts and be able to compound our way to wealth. So let's talk about what we're seeing, because when I saw this for the first time, it was so different that I had no idea where to even begin to look. So that's what we're going to talk about. Where do you begin to look when you're on this chart? So let me explain what you see and then we'll tell you where to look. So here on the left, you have a series of triggers. So we are excited because we have an opportunity for these triggers to give us a nudge and say, listen, this is what you want to look for, and possibly add this currency pair to your watch list. What is a watch list? It's a list of currency pairs. As beginners, we want to list the currency pairs that we believe are going to make a move during the time in which we've set aside to trade. Remember, everybody needs a trading plan, just as you would enroll, or just as you would enroll in a school setting, higher education. There's a schedule. You don't just show up at any time. You want to be organized when you show up as well. If you were applying for a part-time job, you would have a schedule. So what you want to do is employ yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you what to do. Give yourself your marching orders and make sure that you set aside a specific time to analyze the market, to study, and to trade. That's part of your trading plan. So here we have the triggers. These are not signals. Signals are when people expect to enter and exit a trade based upon information given to them by someone else without understanding why they're doing what they're doing. With triggers, that are called in a correction, it's telling you, for example, EURCAD, the euro and Canadian dollar currency pair, right? It was in a buy and then it corrected. So that means that it started to pull back. So when we get these triggers, it's letting you know that price is pulling back on a particular time frame. We get a lot from the 5-minute time frame because of the movement that happens on the lower time frame. So we're always going to have more triggers because of that reason on the lower time frame. So you can click on any of these assets, CAD, JPY, EURCAD, right? And so you can click on them and then take a look at where price is and analyze whether or not you want to add that to your watch list because you believe that the trade will take profit or you'll have a great entry during the time frame that you've allotted for your trading day. So here are the triggers. You have to be enrolled in the academy in order to have access to the vibrata. Here we go, another trigger, GBP/AUD on the 5-minute chart. So it's in a sale, but then it got this trigger happened because there's a correction happening. The price is pulling back. So make sure that you understand the tremendous value we have by having access to these triggers within the vibrato, within iMarket. So you have to enroll so that you can learn and then you'll profit. Now up top, you see the name of the currency pair that you're analyzing. You may have clicked on it from here, or it may be just a currency pair that you typed in because you feel like you want to look at that particular time for whatever the reason is. Now you type that in and you simply hit enter. There is no need to worry about all of these other brokers down in here. I get that question sometimes. Well, which one do I pick? Well, it's defaulted to what you should go to. So when you type in EURCAD, hit enter, boom, you are right where you need to be. So don't put too much thought into going through and trying to figure it out. Just hit enter. Makes sense? If that's simple, if it makes sense to you, drop a 111 in the chat. Keep things very, very simple. When we explain things to you, they're not suggestions, it's a part of your recipe. So don't add anything to the recipe and don't take anything away from the recipe, and you will get grand results. All right, so now we have on the right-hand side, we have the price. And here we have a watch list. These are the most frequently traded currency pairs here. You can't add to the watch list here. You just look at these prices. You can click on them if you want to see what's happening, what type of movement they have going on. And then I just like to put this here because I like to see how fast price is moving without going, a centimeter away from my screen because I can't see that well, right? I want to be able to see where price is. I want to see if it's moving, if there's momentum, if there's liquidity, if this pip is moving, if the pipette is moving, so I can understand what I'm faced with at that particular time. So now at the bottom of the chart, you have the time and the date. We want to keep it generic UTC time so that we don't want to, single one territory out over another. And then you just figure out the time based upon your time zone here with the UTC time. So on this platform, we're not going to change the time to suit Central where I am or Eastern where Miss Dyer is. We're going to keep it neutral. So we use this. This is very valuable to have the time and date at the bottom of the chart because we want to be able to go back and study what's happened in history and be able to bring it together with what we need to do to improve upon to become those master traders. All right, so at the bottom of the screen, we have the stochastic. It's the purple shaded area. It's the blue and the red line moving together, right? And then we have the 20 area and the 80 area. So I want you to understand what price looks like when it's overbought and what price looks like when it's oversold. When price is overbought, you have the red and the blue line around the 80, above the 80 in this case, right? So now that price is overbought, what do I mean? That the price started here and began to increase. It's kept, it dipped a little bit, it increased again. So right here, we have the blue line crossing over the red, heading in a downward momentum towards the 20. This is where price is overbought. around or above the 80. And once it starts heading down, price begins to decrease, right? So the first thing you want to look at in the strategy, the leading indicator, is the stochastic, right? The blue line crossing over the red, both lines heading in a downward momentum. That's the first indication for a sell. Now you want to look at the lagging indicator, which is the red Hikanashi candle. So you're going to look for a red candle with the flat top and the PSAR above the red candle. And here we have one right here. I want to make this bigger so that I don't miss anything, because sometimes it'll be a wick on there that I don't see. So I need to make the chart a little bit bigger. So here we have it. Let's just take this back to where we would be, or what we would see live in the market. When we're live, there's nothing to the right of price. So the very last candle that you see to the right and the stochastic lines that you see, the start of the lines, then you know this is live, right? So this is what we would have seen. You know what? I'm on the 5-minute chart. I'm sorry, you all. We analyze on the 15-minute chart. So let me take a step back, pay attention to what I'm doing, slow down, and get on the right chart. So we're on the 15-minute chart now. Need to make this bigger, bigger, bigger. Make this bigger. Let's start this conversation over, because I want you to make sure that as I train, we are practicing like we're going to execute in excellence, right? We wanted a systematic approach to what we're doing. So here we are, EUR CAD. Make these a little bigger. Look at this downtrend, boy. This is something. This is a nice downtrend. Let's find, where did it begin? Where is the overbought stochastic? I might have to click on something else, you all. I'm going back too far. Let me go here. I'm going to click on, here's the trigger, GBP USD. It just triggered 2 minutes ago. I think I'll be able to find a trend on the 15-minute chart easier than going back that far on the other chart. So let's see what we have here. Let me pull this in. Here we go, right here, close. So we can, let me start this analyzation from here. Blue line crossing over the red, pointing down, downward momentum. Then I'm going to be looking for a red candle with a flat top. So let's make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to bring this down here. Now we have a red candle with a flat top. So notice, I'm going to put my arrow above the red candle with the flat top and the PSAR above it right here. So notice, you all, the stochastic, the blue line crossed over the red here, and it began to point downward right in here. So we had to wait for the candle, the red candle with the flat top and the PSAR to show up, right? So it showed up here, and the stochastic was down here, right? So the stochastic is going to move while you're waiting for the candle. It's not just going to stay here. So just realize that on the 15-minute chart, what you must see are the blue and the red lines pointing down for a sell, a red candle with a flat top and a PSAR above it. So that's what you see here. This is the start of your analysis. All right. So now what we're going to do is check time frame Confluence, and we're going to go over to the 1-hour chart to see if we have agreement. Now the must-haves, what must you see on the 1-hour chart? You must see the stochastic pointing down, and you must see a red candle. You must see the stochastic pointing down, and you must see a red candle. So let's put my cursor here. I see the stochastic pointing down on the 1-hour. Let me put it in the middle. And I do see a red candle. All right. Let's look to see what we see on the 5-minute chart. So let's click on 5 minutes, and let's look for our arrow pointing down, and let's look to see what we see here. Now on the 5-minute chart, what must you see? You must see the stochastic pointing down or going sideways and a red candle. So let's pull this over So we have the blue curved down, but look, the red is kind of pointing up. If you pay close attention to that, the red is still heading up, but the blue is curved down. So we want both lines to be curved down or going sideways and a red candle on the 5-minute chart. So when in doubt, do not take the trade. If everything doesn't line up perfectly, don't take the trade. So let's just look back at the 15-minute chart and let's see if you would have taken the trade, what would have happened in terms of your 10 pips and cashing out if we would have executed that trade. So let's go back. Let's look at the entry on the 15-minute chart and see what would have happened. All right, here we go, right? So if we would have entered here, look at what would have happened. Let's see, how many pips would it have been from here to here? That's not a lot of distance, right? You got to consider your pip reaction time and all of that. So it's right at like 14 pips. So if you a super, super duper scalper, you may have gotten your 10 pips, but that's too close for comfort, right? And now if you take a look, if you look to the right, look at this green candle that's spiked up, right? And it would have taken you out of the trade, possibly, if you would have got in too late, because look at the PSAR. So above the red candle with the flat top, you've got the PSAR, which tells you where to put your stop loss, right? So we always say, don't touch the PSAR, go above it, right? But look, if you would have, do you have to have the PSAR on the 1 hour and 5-minute chart on top for a sale or below for a buy? I want you all to answer that question. What must you have on the 1 hour and 5-minute? What must you have? Do you have to have the PSAR on the 1 hour, 5-minute class? Nope. Who else agrees? Nope, you don't. So if I don't mention it, it's not a part of the recipe. So when I say must-haves, that's it, right? Just keep it simple. Don't overthink it, you all, right? So now we want to make sure when in doubt, don't enter the trade. When in doubt, do not enter the trade. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look for a buy or an increase. We want to look for the blue line crossing over the red, heading in an upward momentum. So let's look at this. I like this one better. So we're going to look here. All right, we're going to look the blue line crossing over the red, heading up, right? That's the first thing you look. So price is oversold, which means that the blue and red line is around the 20, and both of the lines are pointing up, right? Both of the lines are pointing up. Now you're going to look for a green candle with a flat bottom and a PSAR underneath the green candle with the flat bottom. So let's make this bigger so we all can see. Right. All right. So we have a green candle flat bottom here, no PSAR. So that's not what we're looking for. On the 15-minute, the must-haves, the blue line crossing over the red, both lines heading upward. We want a green candle with a flat bottom, and we want the PSAR. So here's the candle where we would have entered the trade when we make sure we have confluence. Okay, so we put the arrow here because we're using this to make sure that when we go to the other time frames, we know exactly where to go. All right, we know exactly where to go. Okay. And so here we are. We have the lineup that we're looking for on the 15-minute chart. And now we're going to go to the 1 hour chart. All right, we're going to go over to the 1 hour chart. And what must we see? Anybody want to tell us the two things that we must see? What must the stochastic be doing on the 1 hour for a buy? Pointing in which direction? Which direction must the stochastic be pointing in for a buy? Yes, up. Must be pointing up, right? And then what must we have? What color candle for a buy on the 1 hour? Green. Green, green, green. Yes, yes, green like money. We don't see either one of those on this 1 hour, so we wouldn't take the trade, right? We don't see it on the 1 hour, so we would not take the trade. We don't have Confluence. Yours is blue, really? Okay. Well, as long as it's not red, as long as you got the flat bottom and it on the 15-minute, the color really doesn't matter, but on our chart, it does. We want it to be green and red so that we're all speaking the same language. So we'll work with you to see, are you using the vibrata? You got to use the vibrata and then click on the BYOB cash out strategy, and then you'd have the red and the green candle. So make sure you are enrolled using the vibrata, and we'll be all on the same page. All right, so now the 5-minute chart, let's look to see what we have there. What is on the 5-minute chart? What do we have here? What must we have? The stochastic, it must be pointing up or moving sideways, and we must have a green candle. Those are the must-haves. That's the essentials. All right. That is when we would be able to take the trade. So we didn't have Confluence on the 1 hour, so we would not have entered the trade at that time. Any questions, comments, testimonies on the setup and what our must-haves are for a buy or a sell? Any questions? Because we want everybody to practice perfectly this month as much as you can, so that come January, guess what? You can be in your live account, compounding your way to 6 figures in 6 months, right? So make sure, any questions, comments, testimonies. If this makes sense to all of you, I want you to drop a 222 in the chat. If this makes sense to you all, I want you to drop a 222 in the chat. All right. Now there are 54 222s I should see, because I didn't see one question. So we should have 54 222s because I did not see one question. So everybody on here understands now is the time to ask your question, you all, because we want you to be equipped. It is a must. Is it a must to have flat bottom on the 5? No, that's not a must. Just a green candle or a red candle. Nope, that's not a must. The flat top, flat bottom is only a must on what chart, you all? Master traders, where's the flat bottom or flat top a must for, on what chart? Yes, 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 yes. That's it. Absolutely. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. So now what we're going to do, we're going to talk about stop loss. All right, we're going to talk about the stop loss. So let's go back to the 15-minute chart. Let's go back, let's go back, let's go back. And we're going to identify where we would, if this was a good setup, how we would identify our stop loss. Okay. So you never want to enter a trade without a stop loss. You write that in your notes. You never want to enter a trade without a stop loss. Protect your asset, which is your bank, your broker account, the money in your broker account. Protect it, right? So here, let's just pretend. I don't want to even pretend right over there. Let's say we were going to enter a trade right here, okay? We have a red candle, flat top, peace hour above it, right? And we want to put our cursor, I'm going to take the arrow away for a minute. We want to put our cursor right above the peace hour. We don't want to touch the peace hour. We want to put it right above the peace hour. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look over to the right to the price at 1.32907, and that is the stop loss that you will enter into your MetaTrader 4. That is the stop loss that you're going to enter into your MetaTrader 4, okay? Now, if we're evaluating or analyzing a buy, now what we're going to do is we're going to put I'm going to take this arrow away for a moment. We're going to put our cursor right below the PSAR without touching it, that ended up below the green candle with the flat bottom. You're going to look over to the right, and then you see the price is 1.32056. This is the only price that you pull from the vibrata and you take to the MetaTrader 4. Everything else is based on the MetaTrader 4 app price. Go ahead. I see that 777. I love it. Taking profit during a trade or training call. Go, Master Trader. I love it. I love it. I love it. Right? So that is where, any questions about your stop loss and how you determine your stop loss? Is not a particular number of pips. It is the PSAR is telling you where your stop loss should be. Any questions about the stop loss? Any questions about the stop loss? And keep in mind, the only price that you bring from the vibrata to the MT4 is the stop loss. Your take profit is going to be determined by the price within your MetaTrader 4 that you lock in when you click buy or sell. So we'll cover that on a Monday night call. I just want you all to know, don't waste your time looking at price, trying to compare this price to the MT4. There's going to be a little variance just because of timing, internet, all of that. So you just make sure you see the proper setup and immediately enter your trade in the MT4. Do you add pips to the stop loss price? No. Once you identify the stop loss price, you take that same number and that's your stop loss that you enter in the MT4. So let's look at this again. So I have my cursor underneath the green candle, flat bottom, and the PSAR. So my cursor's in place. You see the cross there underneath the PSAR. You follow the dotted line all the way to the right to get to price. The price is within this charcoal gray rectangle, and it's 1.32056. That is the stop loss. You don't have to add anything to that number. All right. You don't have to add anything. You don't need to add any pips to your stop loss price. No, ma'am. All right. You're welcome. Any other question about the stop loss? Any other question about the stop loss, or the question, because I've seen people say, okay, the price is this right now. So now I'm going to go MetaTrader 4. I'm going to try to, make sure the prices line up. No. You're wasting time. Your pip reaction time means you identify the setup, you identify Confluence, boom. And as quickly as you can, once you have everything in alignment, the Confluence on the 5 minute, the 1 hour, the 15, you immediately go into your trade on your MT4. All right, push the button quickly. Any other questions before we transition into compounding? Any other questions as we transition into compounding? Is everybody good with the must-haves? Yes. Everybody good with the stop loss? Remember, when in doubt, do not take the trade. Thank you. When in doubt, do not take the trade. You don't have to trade every day. If you don't see a trade, don't force a trade. I love when Ms. Dyer says, don't just jump into a trade. Don't be emotional about the trade. You have to analyze it. If it's not part of the recipe, do not take the trade. Be good walking away with your money in your account, right? All right, so let's stop this share and we're going to go back to our slides. Why? Because we want you to see compounding interest. We want you to see compounding interest. We want to understand it because that's where the wealth lies, and it's by design. That is where the wealth lies, and it's by design. Let me make sure I get back to the right place. We left off here at this slide. Now, this is my favorite part of the night. We get to talk about the 8th wonder of the world. We have 7 wonders out there, but the 8th wonder is right here at your fingertips that you have 100% control of, and that's compounding your way to wealth. The eighth wonder of the world is compounding. This is what Albert Einstein said, you all, not Tanya Anderson. Albert Einstein, a genius, right? He said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who does not pays it. So, what do we mean by that? We are conditioned to become employees. We are conditioned to then go to school, take out student loans. Drop it in the chat if you know anyone who's over 30 and still paying back student loans. Drop a 111 in the chat if you know someone over 30 still paying student loans. Right? That's compounding out. Drop a 111 in the chat if you know someone who paid a mortgage or is still paying a mortgage for 30 years. Drop a 222. Compounding out. Drop a 333 in the chat if you know somebody who's paying a car loan or a lease and they do it every 3 years because they need the newest car. Drop a 555 if you know anybody who has credit card debt. So this is all by design, late. Yes, 111, I love it. 222-333-555. Exactly. It's by design. Our educational system, the workforce, everything else is designed for the masses of people to compound out so that the 5% who control the wealth can compound in. We are conditioned to do those things. So we are above. We're now a part. Guess what? If you're compounding, if you're learning this skill, if you're a master trader, guess what? You're compounding in. So you represent the 5%ers. Your bank account just has to catch up. And it's just a matter of time, you all, because this has been hidden in plain sight. We've been compounding out our whole lives. And so it's by design. And now that we are empowered with the right knowledge, we will be compounding in. I am a master trader. Absolutely. So let's look at our compounding charts screenshot, because you want to make sure you go to our website, Be Your Own Bank, or BYOB Movement LLC.com. And you want to download your compounding chart. If you have not done it, you want to make sure you refer to this compounding chart every day before you start your trading day, right? So we want to, when we're compounding our way to 6 figures in 6 months, the goal is to start your account when you're ready, when you are ready, not before, but you stay in your demo account until you're sure of yourself. Start your account with $500. We're going to take 5% profit. And so when you start with $500, you multiply 500 by 5%, your first trade will end in profit at $25. Your lot size that you're going to key into your MetaTrader 4 is going to be 0.25. So you come to the compounding chart to figure out what your lot size is going to be. All right. And the other way to figure it out, you just take 5% times your beginning balance, you get the 25, move your decimal place over to the left twice, and that is your lot size. So that's how it's figured. At the end of the month, you'll have $1,326 when all your trades end in profit. Why? Because you're going to be patient. You're going to be patient so you can profit, right? And you're not going to take a trade if you're not 100% sure that the setup is where it needs to be. So at the end of the month, how many of you all have ever seen your money end up compounding like this, just sitting in the bank? Drop a 111 if you've had an account at a bank, a traditional bank, where your money compounded like this in 30 days. We're talking about one trade a day ending up with 1326. I got crickets, you all. Right. It doesn't happen. So consider yourself blessed. I want you to type tag in the chat. TAG. I am thankful, appreciative, and grateful because I've been exposed to information that the masses have not been exposed to. And I'm able to join the 5%ers who are compounding in and not compounding out, right? So here's the chart. You want to make sure you take a picture of it, you save it, you reflect upon it, you talk about it, you show people, you recite the numbers, right? Start with $500. You're going to start with $500 and you're going to compound your way to 6 figures in 6 months. So month 2, you'll start with 1326. Month 3, you'll start with 3519. Month 4, you'll start with 9339. Month 5, you'll start with 24,780. Month 6, you'll start with 6. Is it a good year this month? Right? In 6 months, is this a good year? $65,000? Yes. It's more than most people make in 2 years, right? But now you start your 6th month, 65,000. And you're going to compound your way to over $174,000, withdraw $100,000 that month, boom, 6 figures in 6 months. Drop an 888 in the chat if this is something if you're planning your July 4th party, 6 figures, 6 months celebration, quit party from the JOB, because you don't make that much on the JOB. For those of you who don't, who's excited? Drop an 888 in the chat. Talk about this during the holidays. Talk about this when people are goal setting. Talk about it now so that individuals will have a bright 2022 starting today. We want to make sure we're the town criers. We want to make sure we're lighting up our cities. We are the light, right? Because we have the information. Operation Get Off the Bus, June 3rd, last day. I love it. Go on, Danielle. Operation Get Off the Bus, June 3rd is her last day. I love it. Equip yourself. Miss Dyer's son, 21, earned 6 figures in the market this year, you all, because he mastered himself and then the skill set, or both at the same time, because you have to do both. You can't do one without the other. In the beginning, it's going to start slow. You're going to have smaller lot sizes, but guess what? You're going to multiply. This can be your day. This could be a trading day right here. Thousands of dollars in one day. So ride the wave of the market, trust the process, follow the recipe. Don't overanalyze anything. Take everything that we teach you literally, and now get your phones out. We want you to be empowered with the resources because all the tools are there. All your questions can be answered if you are plugged in and you know where to find your resources. So here we are. BYOB Movement, LLC.com. That's the name. That's our new website name. I second that. Operation Get Off the Bus. I love it. Me too. I'm going to help as many people get off the bus as I can. YouTube, Be Your Own Bank Movement is the YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, watch those videos, share. Text BYOB Cash Out to 904-567-0634. The Telegram chat, add everybody who expressed interest in the Telegram chat so they can see our community of traders taking profit. Tell them what they're going to see. Download the Clubhouse app, join our community there, and then make sure you're enrolled in the Academy. Enroll in the Academy. You got to stay plugged in so you can stay turned on. And then our Zoom events, 66 Zoom events per month. We have some days off in the month of December through the 17th, no 9 a.m. call, no Males to Men call, no Fusion Friday calls. Everything else is in play. All right, here are your resources. And then membership has its privileges. Membership has its privileges. Move with the largest economic movement in the history of mankind. When you are new to BYOB, the month of December holds a great Christmas gift, right? This is phenomenal. For those of you who enrolled in the month of when you enrolled through December 31st, anyone new, you receive this $500 savings dollars for hotels. Boom, there you are, have a vacation, on BYOB. BYOB leadership, the mastermind team, always adds value to our lives, always thinking of taking our lives to the next level. Let's contribute. Let's give back by sharing the news of BYOB. You get compensated for your results in your live trade account. As you have these trades that end in profit, you get airfare, 2-night hotel stays, 4-night getaways as your skill set and your level increases and you're compounding. So I love that. They want us to win, you all. We want you to win. Who are they? We're winning, right? Trips and pips. You must be directly enrolled in the BYOB movement, must redeem in 30 days once you receive the voucher or certificate and pay a nominal redemption fee. But you have 2 years to use the voucher, and you must email proof of enrollment, trades, profits, and PIP count to beyourOwnBankMovement@gmail.com. There's a video on the website that describes this. And ladies and gentlemen, I know you're excited. This is your business card, your BYOB. When somebody says, do you have a business card? Yes, my BYOB MasterCard is my business card. You need to enroll. It's free. You can earn cash back. We have advanced security. We are insured, just like bank accounts, right? You can set your own spending limits. There's so many incentives. This is just like having a Cash App card. So make sure that you enroll with that. All right. And then the vision, 2 million families financially impacted, educated, and empowered by March 28th, 2022. Enroll, learn, and profit. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to wrap up this call. I'm going to turn the platform over to our leadership, our mastermind. Miss Dyer, are you out there? Would you like to say a few words before we end the call?
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just excited because tonight's training was just phenomenal. And as we're ramping up and preparing ourselves for 6 figures in 6 months, you want to make sure that you are an integral part of that 2 million strong. I heard it tonight and I heard it echoed significantly, sincerely, guys. Our heartbeat is for you to win. Our heartbeat is for your success. Our heartbeat is to ensure that you are walking in excellence and walking in wealth. And we are here to change the narrative. We're here to change the dynamics. And so I want all of you all, right? Every last one of you all, I want you to think about someone that's close to you. I want you to think about someone that you care about, and make sure you don't come back here next week by yourself. Make sure that you show up with someone else, because the reality is we've all gone through the same thing. We've been down this road before. We saw when the pandemic happened, and here we are approaching another variant, another shift, another shake. And the reality is life happens to all of us. Life is going to happen. But are you in position? Are you in position for life to happen? Are you in position to, when life happens, to where you happen to life and not the other way around? You just think about that. So I just want to encourage all of you all tonight to make sure that you are sharing, make sure that you are talking. Did you find value tonight on tonight's call? Let me get a one-on-one. Did it help you? Did it prepare you to push the button? Did it really help you want to elevate? Did it help you want to make sure you're executing in nothing but excellence? Did it help you understand that it's a world out there and we're removing financial blinders? That's what this is all about. And when you have someone like Miss Anderson who gets on here week after week and dedicates her time to making sure that you understand the basics, making sure that it's simple, making sure that she takes the time to bring the simplicity, that, ladies and gentlemen, is what this is all about. So here we go. Let's get ready. Let's buckle up. It's time. We're going to change the world. 2 million is our rally cry. 2 million by March. And it is going to happen. It is already in motion. It is already taking place. And I want you to buckle up and enjoy the ride. And I promise you, anybody that you're connected to, you do not want them to miss the elevation that is going to take place. So what do? You set a goal. We don't do resolutions. We set goals. And I want to challenge all of you all to walk it out on purpose. So just think about it tonight. Think about it as you close out. Think about it as you go to bed. Think about it when you wake up. Get intentional about your success and let's walk it out on purpose. Make a decision right now. Successful people are quick to make a decision and slow to change their mind. Make a decision right now that you are going to walk in wealth and you are your own bank. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you. Yes, I will see you at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're going to go in the market. We're going to do some more analysis. Y'all had a good day today. That's what it's all about. Y'all were cashing out left and right, taking profit, and we're going to get up and we're going to do it again. All right, guys, there's no talk with the finance doctor tonight, but we'll be back in the morning, 5 a.m. I love each and every last one of you all. Appreciate all you do for the movement, Miss Anderson. Definitely do. And if I heard somebody not enrolled, make sure you get enrolled tonight. Do not allow another day to pass you by that you have not put yourself first and understand the value and you begin to dream again. Do not allow another moment to pass you by. You all be blessed, and this will officially conclude this call.